So I asked Spirit this question. I said, why does it seem like you face some difficulty or challenges when you tell people about your plans or your goals, right? Because it was on my mind heavy. This is something I've thought about before. Like, I didn't want to believe that there was really something to this, but I feel like there really is something to this. Like, just like from some experience, like experimentally, like I would experiment just with like little things. Like when I'm quiet about my plans or my goals, like I achieve them like faster. It's like, you know. And other times it's like there's like this lag, and I know I'm not the only one who's experienced this or experimented with this, or who has talked about this or pondered this. So I asked Spirit, I'm like, why does it seem like this? So I pulled some cards. I pulled some cards for context to help me understand, because there's a energetic thing to it, right? Like I know that there's some energy to it. Like if the only thing changes is you being quiet and not saying anything, then what is it? And I found it. It's a spirit. Like Spirit helped me find that there's a certain force, like a certain malevolent spirit. Like it's a spirit of competition, it's a spirit of comparison, it's a spirit of envy, right? That's coming through. You know what I'm saying? That kind of gets things off balance here. But as I was reading it, right? Like as I was reading it, I was getting these notes. So I'm like, a person wants to be in a relationship, right? Like you get the Lover's card, right? You got the Lover's card, you got the Two of Cups. People want relationship. They want to feel connection, right? They want to feel an alignment with people. Like you want to be on the same page with people, but it's like if you don't have a certain kind of, how can I say this? If you don't have a certain kind of alignment within yourself, right? Be it your masculine, feminine energy, or a sense of like discipline or self-control. Like on the outside, it may seem like you could be with a person, and this could be romantic, or this could be platonic, this could be, business or even familial. But it's like you need to have temperance. I don't know if I'm talking to somebody who's on one end or the other of this, but it's like you have to have, in order to be aligned with a person, right? In order to have a true connection with somebody, like that Two of Cups energy, in order to have that, you have to be aligned. Like you have two people coming together with full cups. You can't come in, I ain't gonna say can't, but it's more difficult and less likely, right? That's the difference between the Lovers and the Two of Cups. The Lovers card represents two people that could potentially be aligned or be connected, but there's obstacles in between it, or there's challenges in between it, or there's a need for temperance. That's why you have the angel, above them, because I see that as the angel of temperance, right? You know what I'm saying? Like the temperance card, and you have that, like that's what that is. It's like, okay, we need to see if y'all are truly balanced here, right? The Two of Cups is we're balanced here because you have a full cup, I have a full cup. So you need some type of discipline, you need some type of connection or alignment within yourself before you can align with another person. Now back to the question, right? The question was, why does it seem more difficult to achieve a goal when you tell people about them, right? And so then I pulled the Queen of Swords, right? This is about communication, right? And then later on I pulled the Nine of Swords, which is like somebody who's all in their head, don't know why something's not going right. They having nightmares about it. They can't sleep. It's ruminating, all of that, right? And so here's the thing. The reason why is because there are certain people who are in competition with you. There are certain people who are comparing themselves to you, and it's not in a way that's positive. You know what I'm saying? The spirit of competition, think athleticism, right? And I'm gonna give a good example of this in a few minutes. But it's like, think competition. Like when you're on a team with somebody, you're trying to push each other to be better. That means both of y'all are coming with something to work with. That means both of y'all got some skills. You know what I'm saying? But if you really don't have no skills and you're next to somebody that does, it's not like that person's skills is just gonna rub off on you. You know what I'm saying? So the likelihood for you to compare yourself to them is higher, and compare yourself in a way that, speaks to inadequacy and insecurity. So some people are insecure or feeling inadequate when you tell them about your goals and the things that you want to do and your plans and, how you're succeeding, but they also want those things. which is, it's frustrating, but it's like, it's funny because you got to laugh at that kind of spirit. You know what I'm saying? That's a malevolent spirit. That's an ill-intended spirit, because it's like somebody's envious. Somebody wants what you have. They want to do what you're doing, but they don't have the capacity or the ability, but they're judging you. You know what I'm saying? Like somewhere within them, they believe that they're either better than you, but they can't prove it, or they believe that you're not as good as you are, but they're still admiring you, or they're still inspired and they're still motivated. You know what I'm saying? So this is why it's difficult to tell people what you're doing and why there seems to be some kickback with that, because there's an energetic signature that's not aligned. Like this person is not able to genuinely provide support or constructive criticism because they're not doing the work, right? Like they can't, if you're on a team and y'all both working out, y'all both eating right, y'all both, you know what I'm saying, you're playing a sport, right? But if y'all are both doing it, y'all both can feedback each other. But if one person's not doing it, how you gonna feedback? How you gonna give constructive criticism? How are you gonna be supportive if you're not doing the work, but you want to be where that person is? That doesn't make sense. So it's like that energetic signature is like an energy of repelling and an energy of like disgust and repulsion, ultimately, because it's like, I'm looking at this person, I'm like, ooh, I want to be doing that. I want to have that. I want to do that. But I'm not doing the work on myself. But I'm steady watching them and I'm steady like, ooh, I'm inspired. But it's like, I'm hoping they don't do what they got to do because I'm not doing what I got to do. Like, that's what the energy is. You know what I'm saying? It's like, whatever, I wrote some notes here, right? What I say here, it's like people want to reach you or they want to tear you down, but it isn't going to get them where they want to get. You know what I'm saying? And that's that 9 of Swords energy. I'm looking at my spread right here, right? That's that 9 of Swords energy, and not having a belief in yourself or themselves. Like, I don't know who I'm talking to on either end, whether you're the person that's looking at somebody, you're like, I want that, but you're not doing the work, or where you're the person that's doing, wanting to share your experiences or share what you're doing, and it just seems like there's like stagnancy in your progression. Is because there's a energetic signature, there's a spirit of competition and envy and comparison that's in between you two, because y'all aren't truly aligned. You know what I'm saying? You're not truly aligned. There's a repulsion going on, excuse me. Okay.
Same thing
like that person or you need to have a personal power and a belief in yourself. Like if somebody else has a personal power and a strength within themselves to accomplish something, you have to cultivate that for yourself, right? Another person always serves as an inspiration and a motivation to us. And if you're not motivated and inspired to really make moves and take action, then that's on you. You can't look at another person and what they have and what they're doing and be in a wishful energy, but then also be hating on them because you can't move. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like I'm talking to two people at once, talking to both sides of the coin here. Okay? Talking to both sides of the coin. Like, you have to come with some energy. You got to come with something in balance. You got to come with something being aligned in order to make a connection be genuine. You know what I'm saying? And with these swords energy, we're talking about communication here. The Queen of Swords and the Nine of Swords, right? Like, you can't tell everybody everything, and we know this. Like, that's like, I feel like that's somewhat common knowledge. You can't tell everybody everything. And so again, if you're wondering why there's this like stagnancy or like rift with your ability to achieve things or complete things or, you know, acquire things, it's like you want to talk to people who are supportive, like who are going to feed you actual support and feed you, or genuine support, I should say, feed you genuine support and feed you genuine constructive criticism to reach your goals. But if you're telling people who are jealous of you, if you're telling the people who are envious of you, if you're telling people who want to be you, like, but they aren't doing anything to cultivate their own personal power, then that energy, there's going to be some type of conflict energetically. And I'm not saying this to, you know, make an excuse, because if you're going to achieve a goal, you're going to achieve it. If you're going to want something, you're going to get it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not going to let nobody or no type of nothing energy stop you from achieving and doing what you got to do. If it's something that's meant to get done and something that's in your power to do, you better do it. It shouldn't have nothing to do with anybody else's energy. But if you're wondering why that's the case, this is why. You know what I'm saying? Not everybody has the best intentions, or, you know, not everybody has sincerity in how they support you. I should say it like that. You know what I'm saying? Because people be jealous. And that's, you know, that's understandable. Like, I'm not here to bash nobody for it, but it's just like, it's an interesting thing to observe. You know what I'm saying? It's an interesting thing to read into, because it's like, how do you want to have something somebody has, or be something somebody is, or do what somebody's doing and stuff like that, but you don't want them to succeed at it? Like, like what is the competition here? You know? The good example that I wanted to use, right? It was about like a sporting event. Like, say he's playing a sport and there's an audience, right? When you're playing your best game, the audience is cheering you on, and you're feeding off of that energy, right? But what if the audience is silent, but you're still playing the best game you playing? Or the audience is like booing, or like sucking their teeth, rolling their eyes, while you're playing the best game of your life. That's that same kind of energy people give when you tell them your goals, or you tell them your plans, or you show them that you're succeeding, or, you know, elevating or evolving in a certain kind of way. Like, they may smile and they may say, okay, that's cool. But the energy that's coming off of it is that even though you're doing your best, even though you've proven that what you're doing is working or whatever, you know, it's a feedback. Like it's energy. Like it's an energy exchange, right? We are energy. Our interactions with people are energy. It don't matter what's going on the outside. Energy don't lie, right? Energy does not lie. So it's like, you tell people your plans, you tell people your goals, and if you're not getting, hey, constructive feedback, you better go, hey, you got this. If you're not getting that, then how is it pushing along better? You know what I'm saying? How is that manifestation push? It doesn't help to push your manifestation along better if you're not getting that praise, or you're not getting that, you know, come on, let's go. You know, you're not getting that from people energetically. So that I feel like that clarified the question, because it was coming to me heavy. Like, I wondered that too. Like, well, I feel like I knew that there was some type of spirit, but I wasn't sure. You know what I mean? Some type of spirit that like blocks that energy, where it's like, it's not supportive, it's not genuinely supportive, but a person is like admiring it, or like, you know, it's so weird. It's so weird. It's laughable, to be honest. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you gotta laugh at the demons. Sometimes you gotta laugh. That's the spirit of envy. You know what I'm saying? You gotta laugh at that, because it's like, you're inspired, you're motivated, you want this. Okay, go get it. Why are you hating on somebody else that's doing something that you want to do? Why are you mad at somebody for doing something that you want to do? Why are you, you know, feeling inadequate, like, and making it another person's issue? Like, you're directing your projection here. That's a projection, right? You got to have belief in yourself, right? You got to believe in your own talents. You got to believe in your own gifts. If you're looking at somebody and you see yourself doing that, then you need to be working towards that. You're not going to be that person, though. You see what I'm saying? Like, you're not going to be another person. You can never be another person. You can be yourself, and you can move along a similar energetic signature, or similar frequency, right? And that will bring you together. That will bring you into relationship. That will bring you into connection. But not being insincere, and not being insecure, and not feeling inadequate, that's not going to get you that connection that you want. That's not going to get you that relationship that you really want, that's equally yoked, because you're coming from a place of lack, right? So that's that. If you enjoyed this reading, okay, like, you can click my link. I do offer my alchemy readings and love life readings. So yeah, peace.